You connected the mains water up to the system itself, so that's going up onto the hose reel itself. Then got the quick release, so we can pull the main hose off as far as you want it to go, and then quick release it onto the side of the reel. Full flow system, 3/4 all the way through. We're then coming in at the moment. What I've simply got on this side here is the ball cock. So if we take the top off there and just have a look inside, you'll see that what we're running is a ball cock system, so it's controlled. Yeah, at that stage, with it being a seal lid, what I'd be wanting you to do is put this pipe onto here, taking the bung off so the tank can breathe as it's filling up with water. So it's not going to airlock and everything else on the system itself and start pulling the tank in. So that's there. We then move it over, and what we can simply do, we can then go to the hydrant point. So if you're ever working off a hydrant point, what we do is quick release that, and we go same again. Straight into that point there. That's no restrictions, no restriction flow whatsoever, and you connect up to the hydrant point with this side here. Same again. Same again, you would leave that tank to breathe. Yeah. So what you would be doing on that side is actually opening the lid and taking the lid off completely while you're filling up on a hydrant point, so it doesn't burst and blow the lid off, because there's a lot of force on hydrant points. Yeah. We're then moving into the bottom side of it. So what we'd simply do now at this point is, if you're working. Yeah, so what we'd simply do is take the bottom part off, which we're taking off there. Yeah, we'd then, on that side of it, we'd couple this yellow hose that's on here now into the bottom side. So if you can imagine, this would go to the customer's tap as normal. That's the Neato 6 series on there. You go through the hose reel, you'd fill up the bottom. What you'd simply do is open this valve, you'd open the tank valve, and you'd open the other valve as well. What would simply happen now is that system would be also working off mains water as well as the water in the tank. Yeah. Now if you're using that and all of a sudden you start getting a judder and you can feel that judder, please come and check to make sure that your water level is not too low and there's very little water in there. If that's the case, then obviously you need to go divert back and obviously wait for the system to start to fill back up. Because what's happening is the machine itself is running short of water, but by the time you get back to it, there's a bit of water in the tank again. Yeah, it will always prime itself up when you're working off a force-fed water system, where if you're making the machine suck for its water, the other systems, it will take a while to prime back up and you'll have to get the air out of it. On this system, it will automatically prime itself back up in seconds, but check your water level. So if every so often you're getting a judder and a vibration through the machine itself, check it. Let go of the trigger, let it fill back up for a minute or two, catch it with plenty of water before you start keep pulling the trigger, letting go, pulling the trigger, letting go, and letting it judder. Yeah, you don't want to be going down that route. Okay, now we've also got there on that side, so if you're wanting to, if we close and close the that's closed off with the tank now. Now what we can simply do if we want to work off the tank itself, we'd open, take that point off, we'd then close that valve off. Yeah, and what you're simply doing now is, by opening the other one on the tank, is letting water come from the tank and just running off the tank system itself alone. So that is running off the water that's in the tank. The far valve's closed off and you're all sorted there on that side. Filter, very easy and simple to go on to there. You don't have to get grips or anything else, it's done via your hand. Simple and very straightforward. Now we've also got another hose here that you'll see that's a wired hose that goes onto the system. Frosty weather, so we connect this up to the system. We'd then open that valve. You'd leave the tank if you the water in the tank if you wanted to. You can leave the water in the tank and close the tank valve off. We'd leave that valve open and we'd come to this side and we'd let air into the system by opening the prime and frost valve. We're then letting the water out. We're getting the water out of the system if we can, so the system itself isn't going to freeze up in frost protection. This is also quick release. Yeah, as you can see, quick release on and off. You know then that the machine itself is fully protected for frost. No issues, you're not going to get frozen up or anything else. Like I say, it's up to you. If we open that valve now, what will happen is, open the tank valve, all the water in the tank will also drain out. As we can see, it's running out to the door. Yeah, that is really the mains water inlet setup side configured. showing you how it all works and goes together. So what we're covering here is the high pressure side on the pressure washer. Now you'll see here you've got a pressure gauge first of all to see what the machine is working at. You'll also see we've got a bung here. This is quick release that can be taken out and bunged off. Not a lover of a gauge rattling about in. So once you've done your test you want to do, put this back away in your toy box. And that is bunged off, that's then secure. So we don't need to worry about on that side of it. Put the gauge back in, quick release, plugged in, and the gauge is in place. Now this is when we're working on high pressure. So at the moment in time you'll see that all this here is chemical resistant stainless steel fittings and so on. We're plugging into here, which is the outlet side. We've then got this other side here that is going to be closed off, bunged off there at that point. We've also got the isolation ball valve that's also closed off as well in the closed position for the other side. High pressure hose connected up. We've then got the gun down to the gun, stainless steel chemical resistant all the way through, and we've got the mini quick release into there at that side. Now that there can obviously be changed over. We can put the lance in place instead of the short lance. We put the long lance in place. The nozzles then, yep, you'll see that you've got one nozzle wrote on there, 15065. That is for the high pressure side. The other nozzles, a turbo nozzle is also for the high pressure side, and so is the Vario, but the Vario will also work on the chemical side. We've got the rinse nozzle. Always try and remember that for rinsing, don't start turning machines up and down on pressure. Work with maximum flow, you get your job done quicker. Okay, when you come start the machine up, what you'd have is this valve open in this position. So the machine itself would all be set up down there like it is now. So the water, we're using the tank water, the valve is open, all connected up on that side. These two valves here, we don't need to worry about these two because we're working on high pressure. We're not wanting to turn the pressure down, anything else like that. Yeah. We've got these two brass wide strain filters here, so if for any reason at all we did have a fault or anything, damage the filter down there, which shouldn't happen, we have got double precautionary set up there on that side. So you can just simply check them on them bottom filters there. Yeah. On the system, this is electric start. So as you come to the machine, first thing, what we'd simply be doing is going down this side, and you would be putting the engine onto full revs. So the engine on this throttle down this side here is onto full revs. You've then got the choke down here as well. Choke on into that position there. You can see choke, yeah. And then you've got the fuel. This is not so bad because this machine is not going to get rolled over or anything else like that. But if you transport a machine that's a mobile machine that's not fixed down, always try to get into a routine of closing the fuel off when it's not being used. Yeah, we're having it open, which you can see the arrows going over to the left hand side, so it's all set up. Then got the key start down there. Always remember, don't start putting keys and loads of keys on a key ring, because what happens is it wears the lock away. You don't want that to happen on the actual key start system. Just have the single key. You've got two keys there, and like I say, keep one for a spare somewhere inside the van and the other in the engine. Make sure you turn it fully off when you finish off. On this, I've sent. Obviously, you're on a leisure battery system here, so you need the intelligent charge to charge this up. So just go steady on that side when we're charging. So when we move to the chemical side, what we're simply going to do here is we're going to change this over. I'm going to move that from there. We'll put that bung back into that side, and we've put that into that point there. Yeah. What we simply do is start the engine up at full revs for a second or two, and then turn the engine revs right the way down so it's on minimal revs on the engine itself, so it's chug 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 chugging. Once it's warm, the engine's warm. You would then open this valve up here. The valve there down the side will be in that open position. You would then change this system over. The jets that's in there at the moment, what we'd use is the nozzles. Any of these three nozzles here can all be used at the bottom on the chemical setup. So the system itself is going to be working on very low revs. And what we're also going to do then is open this valve. Forget about the other valve at the present moment in time, just concentrate on the left hand side valve and lower the pressure by that system there. That other valve will come into effect at a later stage. Yep, don't forget, so clockwise to close it off so it's on maximum, anti-clockwise to lower the pressure. And like I say, just leave the other valve alone in the meantime. Then got the control dilution rate on the side here as well, so you've got both control dilutions on that side there to control it, which we'll come into as we come to start using it and showing it all and setting it all up. So we're going to get the machine up and running now. Got the primer frost valve open, the machine's all set up, ready to go. We're on the high pressure side, at this connection. Waters are all set up on that side. So you're working off the tank only. That's where we're coming from. Enough water in the tank. What we're going to do is simply make sure that the choke at this stage, the machine should be on full revs. Don't want to be doing that really, because all you're doing is using loads of fuel because you're still running at the full revs. Use the nozzles, use and neutralise the nozzles and turn it down there or turning it down on the engine revs. As long as that water's keeping up, use the maximum flow of water and use your jet sizes. So what we're moving on to now is chemical side. So what we're going to do is take the bung out of here. I'm going to put the bung into the high pressure side so the high pressure is bunged off. We're connecting in at this stage. So we're set up now. So we're set up. We're then also going to open this valve as well. Yeah, the engine revs is going to be down, halfway down, and we're just going to open one of these valves here, this side, on this side, a slight touch. Okay. And then I'm going to change the jet over, and what we'll use is this jet that's in here now at the moment. Okay. Now, machine itself, valve open. Yeah, and we'll start the machine as we would do normally. Just the same way as it is doing now. Same principle, the same, exactly the same setup. So if you pull the trigger there now, just one reach. Yeah, and like I say, you can pick that up at any stage. If I want to now,